Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sisterhood Sips. I am Jen.
And I am Lily. Oh my God, this is crazy. Are we really doing this?
We're really doing this. And out the gate, what are we talking about, Lily? Something that was shocking to me.
Shocking to both of us.
First of all, let's talk to how we met, right?
Okay.
We met on Facebook.
Yes.
Right? For some reason, you thought I was nice enough to know.
I wouldn't say that. I would say crazy enough to know, but that's a requirement for my friendship.
All right.
Yeah, I don't do sane people.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I thought you were absolutely lovely. And anybody who likes me, I like, right?
Right. It's how you do it. That's how you should do it.
Right.
But you were saying things that I felt like I couldn't say at that time.
Oh, yeah. I have that reputation. A lot of people tell me like, oh, I was thinking that, but I didn't want to say it because I don't want my family to see me saying it. And I'm like, oh, I say it. Like, my family knows I'm nuts. I got drawn to you one time. I made a joke and you responded. I said, I love the rainbow, but I can't even use the rainbow because people are going to think I'm gay if I use the rainbow. And then what did you say? You responded. Do you remember what you said?
I don't remember, but I remember that because I used it afterward. Like when I did the Target campaign, it was all this rainbow and stuff. So my family was supportive and everything. And I was like, Auntie, they're going to think you like cooch.
Right. So what you responded to me was, you said, well, if I don't use the rainbow, they're going to think I'm straight.
Right. So
So I was like, oh, I like her. She's cute. And then the rest is history. We went on to do On the Block with Jen. Now we're doing Sisterhood Sips because we need to get away from the guys. We have to have just straight girl talk. So the show is going to be straight girl talk from our differing points of view. But we kind of met in the middle, unbeknownst to us. Guess what happened, y'all? We found out we dated the same person, the same guy.
yes, and a very well-known guy at that.
Very well known. We're going to save his privacy. Are we
Yes.
giving him privacy?
Yes, we're going to go ahead and do that.
Okay, we'll give him privacy. See, now I wanted to blast him.
I know you did.
I wanted to blast him.
Lucky him.
Very lucky him for you.
Yes.
Okay, very lucky him for you. Because I was like, oh no, girl, we're gonna say this because I don't, because in a way I felt like he was like being on the down low, right? That's how I felt
He was.
at the
He
time.
is.
So just so people get people up to speed, you and I were having a conversation about dating and boys like girls do. We have those conversations. We started throwing some names around and then we were like, wait a minute, which such and such? That such and such?
Uh-huh.
The same such and such?
And I got a feeling this because we never even did the timeline thing.
Right.
Because
we
it's
didn't do the
unimportant. He's not important in our lives.
It's not. Absolutely
Yeah.
not important to do the timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't, Would you call him a jump off? Was he a jump off? He was like a jump off,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He was a jump off.
But the reason why I brought up the timeline is because we didn't do it, but I suspect it was the same time because I think he was driving the same car. I think when we were comparing notes, he lived in the same place.
Wait a minute, was it the Mercedes and when you go really fast, the seats hug you?
It was the same time with you guys.
Nice car. It was a nice car.
Very nice car.
It's a nice car. Nice home in Jersey.
Very
Nice
beautiful
home in
home.
Jersey.
Very comfortable. Smelled a lot like weed, but it's
Right.
okay.
Yes, yes.
No one's judging.
So how was, let's just tell the people, how would you say, and we're going to be fair. We're not going to bash. I give credit where credit is due.
Right.
I always, even if I don't like you, I'm like, well, you can sing or you can dance. Even I don't have to like you to say you're talented.
No, very true. We both have that in common because we
Right.
talk about stuff like that on the block. There's people we can't stand,
Yes.
but then we're just like, but you're super talented.
Yes. Yes. I'm not a Nicki Minaj fan.
She was the person I was
personality-
thinking about.
Right? Isn't that crazy?
Uh-huh.
I'm not a fan of Nicki Minaj personality-wise or character-wise, but she's hella talented. So that's an example of we can look past the BS and say, no, you're mega talented. You deserve to be where you are. So this guy, what would you, let's jump right in. Let's give it to the girls. How was the sex with you?
I enjoyed it.
Okay. I enjoyed it as well.
Okay.
I thought it was nice that he had a rather large penis.
I wasn't expecting that.
Not at all, right? Because he's not a big man. He's not over 6 feet tall. And it's funny, people are going to watch this and try to put all clues together. You'll never get it. You will.
I don't think they will.
They won't get it. They won't get it. Also very talented brother. Nice size penis. What would you say about him as far as, was he romantic? What was he like?
He was dull.
Oh, okay.
Personality lackluster. But you know what? With the celebrity guys, that's tend to be what they are.
Yes.
They're never
Yes.
their persona.
Yes, absolutely agree. So I agree with that. He was very, very boring to me.
Oh,
Right? Like he was most exciting when he was doing what he does. And that's the case with a lot of people, right? Let's say, I don't know, if you're a bodybuilder or you're whatever, like you're going to be most exciting on stage with the lights and the glitter and people like adoring you, right? But then, you know, you go home and it's like you're just dealing with the person. And some people have good personalities when they're off stage, and some people are complete opposite. Like even Beyonce says, when I'm on stage, I'm Sasha Fierce. But, you know, at home, I'm sure she's just B.
yeah. I mean,
in the pajamas.
look at her interviews. Her interviews are never anything to watch.
Right.
So, you know, no one can have it all.
Right.
But I agree. When he is in his element, it is very exciting because he's into it. He's very into it, you know? And that was fun to watch. But outside of that, it was just like, okay, so what are we going to do besides the good sex? And
Did you
food?
ever cook for him and his people?
He didn't get that from me.
Okay, because I'm Puerto Rican, so you know it's
exactly.
like we go straight to the kitchen.
Yeah,
we're like, where's the pots and pans? Are you hungry? Let's feed some people. So I made you know, the spaghetti and nothing weird because I know people like never eat spaghetti, but that's what they wanted to eat. So I made the spaghetti with the angel hair spaghetti, pasta. I made cornbread. You know, with the meat sauce. They loved it. He was there with, you know, his friends or whatever. His friends were nice. I think it's nice when a guy has an entourage of really nice guys, because usually celebrities, like the entourage is like, they're like the minions that, you know what I mean? They're the Neanderthals that run around with them. But you know, he had a nice crew, but again, they were boring. You know what I mean? I thought he was boring.
Well, you know, I didn't meet the crew.
You didn't meet the crew.
I mean, it was a down low situation.
Correct.
But he met my friends.
Okay.
Right? So if things did get out, he couldn't deny that.
I'll sip to
Yeah, we're going to have to sip to that one, girl. Because I'm just saying. Because, you know, they like to deny. And you know what they like to do? Especially with trans girls? They always want to say, I didn't know.
Really? Is that the thing?
Oh, yeah. You know, they always want to say, like, they always want to make it seem like we fooled them or tricked them into something. I mean, I don't think he would do that, but people do that. Yeah. But you know what? I want to bring up something.
Okay.
Because because I know when this comes out, people are going to be like, oh my God, you know, how does Jen feel about this and stuff like that? And we talked about that. And I already know your stance on it because you are very evolved in your thinking. And so you understand that the men who are attracted to trans women are typically heterosexual or bisexual men, but gay men are not attracted to trans women.
People don't understand that, though. People don't understand that. When I initially had the conversation with you, I was taken aback. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, of course.
I wasn't like, oh yeah, hey girl, what? I was like, holy fuck, because then you start thinking like, okay, well, how LGBTQ is this guy? Like, I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna be completely frank. You know, I'm sorry, it was cool. I'm being completely frank. Like, you know, as a heterosexual woman, you automatically go to, did he just suck a man off before, you know, I dealt with him? Is he a top or bottom? Is he taking it in the behind? Or is he, you know, you automatically go to those things because I had never experienced that before.
Right.
But it was, you know, I wasn't like, oh my God, I wasn't like, you know, disgusted, but I was like, did you just have a penis in your mouth before you get?
Hold on, did we go into that detail? Did I share with you, like
if he's a top or bottom?
Yeah.
Are we gonna go there?
We can go there. I mean, because
we're gonna go there.
I don't think we went there because you know my stance, and
yes.
So you know my stance.
Yes.
That's my stance. I am a complete bottom.
Okay.
And I will say he never asked for that. He never asked me to top him. Because a lot of guys
so
like
he never
trans women.
wanted it. He never wanted it in the bootay.
No. No.
Okay.
Because a lot of
He had a
men-
nice butt too.
He did.
He had a nice butt.
Yeah, I'm not into butts, but outside of the visual part of it,
Right.
It's like nothing.
I'm more into butts than you.
Right? Isn't that crazy?
It is.
I'm like, okay, like nice butt, but I don't have the function for it.
I like the
There's
nice
no-
little football. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
So yeah, he did go down.
So it could have. So then,
Yes,
what I said,
your thoughts were correct.
Lily,
Yeah.
let me find out. He just finished sucking you off before he picked me up.
Oh my god,
Is that what we're talking
this
about
is
here?
way too intimate. Like, how did we have this intimacy before even meeting?
Listen, this is Sisterhood Sips. This is what we're doing. But I will have another sip behind
Yeah,
that.
we might have to sip to that one.
Oh my, oh my, oh me, oh my. Okay, so he was a top, what you would call a top. Okay, so again, I thought the sex was good. Was it mind blowing? No, not for me.
No, I'm not going that far with it.
Okay, it wasn't mind. It was nice. How did you guys? Because I can tell you my story of how I'd stopped dealing with him.
Oh yeah, I can tell you how we met and how we stopped.
Okay.
So we met at the time I was in the music industry. I worked for a management company.
Okay.
So we were always on tour. He was always on tour. Just happened to be a tour date stop.
People are trying to put the clues together right now.
I'm not telling what year it was.
Okay, nor am I.
It was a while ago, right?
Many.
Yeah, many.
For the record, this was like decades, you would say, ago?
Yeah.
Okay, just for the record, decades ago.
Maybe
Muchos años.
exactly two. Maybe exactly two. Around-
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I was on tour. He was on tour. Met on a tour date. We just hit it off, exchanged numbers, and that was it. And then what we would do is kind of, if we were in the same city at the same time, we would meet up, and then he would come to DC. I would go to Jersey, type thing. But it just kind of fizzled out.
Okay.
It wasn't anything dramatic.
Okay, with me, I'm a well-known asshole, as everyone knows. Hi, fans.
Really?
Right? Who'd ever think me? We were at a nightclub. Some model stuff was going on. He was in VIP. Had like the regular groupies, and I'm an asshole. So I was with my girlfriends, and it was like, oh, look, such and such is over there, but he's in VIP shit. And I was like, who? And they was like, oh, such and such. And I was like, girl. And I walked behind VIP, behind the rope, grabbed his hand, and I was like, come here, I want to talk to you. He followed me out of the VIP.
Oh.
And the girls were, listen, confidence goes a long way. I tell people all the time. Like, I walked over there like, I don't give a damn who you are. And I didn't, right? It was more for like, you know, like for my girlfriends. I was like, watch this. And I grabbed his hand, walked out, and be like, and then he came and sat with the commoners, right? The girls that were just hanging out. And we hit it all, kept talking. One thing led to another. Not that night. Don't get panicky. I'm not one night stand shaming, but that's not what happened that night. Got to know each other, hung out, had a couple dinners, blah, blah. One thing led to another. Now, I noticed he wasn't much of a personality outside of what he did, and that bored me. I like having fun. I like doing things. He was kind of like always tired. He toured a lot. And when you perform for thousands of people, when you go home, right? You turtle everything, right? So there was a lot of that happening. I was like, you know what I mean? It's like, let's do something. He was, I'm tired. And then he smoked a lot of weed.
Yes.
A lot. And I don't at all. So I couldn't join him in that, right? I was just like, again.
Yeah.
Right. So then how we ended was he used to call, you know, when he goes on tour out of the country, he calls a lot. And then he was like, I'm coming into town. You know, I want to come pick you up. And I was like, no, dude. It's like, I'm be honest with you. You're boring.
Oh.
Right. We hung up, and then he calls back and he says, tell me what to do. And I was like, what do you mean tell you what to do? He was like, tell me what to do. Like, I could do a bubble bath. I could get champagne. I could get roses. I could get chocolate. I could send you, like, tell me what to do. And I was like, cringe. If I have to tell you what to do.
You're not that guy.
That you're not that guy. You're just me in male form. Because you're going to be doing what I told you to do.
And you're going to resent me.
Yeah. So I was just, I almost said his name. Ooh, child. I was just like, listen. I was like, listen, such and such. It's just not like no beef, no love lost or found, but it's just like I don't want to go. Like, I don't want to go. And then he tried the little mad thing,
Okay.
Like, all right, okay, if I, and then that was it. That was it. So it fizzled out.
Yeah,
Basically, it fizzled out. I'm just an ass where I'll tell you what's wrong. Most women are like, they don't tell you what's wrong. But I was like, this is what's wrong, dude.
Yeah. I felt for me, it was kind of the opposite. Well, not opposite, but for me, I felt like he lost interest in a way after it was about a year. And I noticed like I was the only one, it started being like me, the only one that was making the plans.
Okay.
And then I was like, this is starting to feel one-sided. And it was something that my girlfriend at the time said to me. I took it with me till this day. It's the best thing.
Share with the sisters.
Listen, you probably already know this, but I'm going to share this with the rest of the sisters. One of the best lessons I learned in life is that people do what they want to do and people don't do what they don't want to do.
Correct.
It's just that simple. And when I heard my girlfriend say that, I took that in and I was like, this is the most profound thing I ever heard.
Right.
He's doing what he wants to do and he's not doing what he doesn't want to do. And it's okay. And I called him and I let him know that. I said, based on the evidence, this is what you don't want to do and it's okay. Let's go. So then I think it's kind of like what he did with you. I think he was like, since I caught him, he was like, oh, well, let me try to turn this around. You don't need to. You don't want to do it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, once it gets to that point where it's like, let me turn this around, it's pretty much over, especially with women. Like, once we start telling you what's wrong, it's pretty much like, and he's dating someone now. Did you see who he's dating now?
I did. That was a shocker. That was a shocker. I was like,
ooh, girl.
Okay. But
good luck.
I don't know who to say good luck to because I've heard some things about her too. I'm just saying. So
I was like,
good luck to you both.
Right. Oh my goodness. So I'm like, I'm at a loss for words in my own story. I'm like, wow. So did he ever divulge that he was dating other trans women?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I'm finding this out. Oh my God.
And the one before me tried to expose him.
Really?
Yes, this is tea.
Really? And what was that like? What happened?
Isn't he from Columbus?
I don't know.
Columbia?
People are like, another clue. This is going to be a whodunit by the end.
Listen, the producers are writing down all the clues. You all are horrible people.
Another clue.
So basically, it was somebody from his hometown.
Okay.
Yeah. He started messing around with somebody from his hometown and they started spreading it. And it got around. But it's a smaller place.
Okay.
So it never made it out of that town.
Okay.
So he was like super paranoid when we met. But then he realized like you say, confidence goes a long way.
Yeah.
And so he realized like, okay, she's not messy. Like he met my friends and he was like, okay. Yeah. So then he started to loosen up around me.
Yeah. Okay. So then it's safe to say he dates heterosexual women and trans women on a regular. It's funny because I was talking to one of our producers, Lana, and she experienced something similar. And she said that she started thinking, do I look like a trans woman? And that crosses your mind.
Yeah.
So I go in the mirror, you get naked and you stand there and I'm like, do I look like a transgender woman? Do I? Right? And then, guys online, they're very unimaginative. So whenever they beef with you online, the first thing they tell me is, you look like a man. Your jawline is strong. So I'm like, do I look like a man? And not that I find that fucking insulting because, when people call me masculine, it's funny. I said this on the block many, many times. They think it's an insult to me. I rather think it's a compliment because I love men. I love my father. I had one.
Exactly.
Okay. So, it's a compliment to me because I feel like what they're saying is you see someone that's very strong, very and strong jawline and all. I know I don't have a strong jawline, but whatever. My six pack, and it's a compliment to me. And I wish more women would take it as a compliment. I'm like, don't take it as an insult. Take it. First of all, men and women, we're all half of a woman and half of a man. All of us have feminine and masculine energy, and we use it accordingly, right? We govern ourselves accordingly. If I'm in a boardroom, that's gonna be my daddy in the boardroom. If I'm with, I'm making love to a man, I'm gonna be a kitten. That's my mama. Right? So we all have those parts. So I'm like, I don't even know why. Women, please stop getting insulted when men say you're masculine. Wear it proudly.
And I'm going to say the other way I take that is that they are saying that you're too strong for them to handle.
Hello.
And so they're feeling insecure.
Hello.
That's how I hear it when I hear them call a woman masculine.
Mm-hmm.
But I like that you brought up the fact that we are all male, female, we have X and Y chromosomes, we have estrogen, we have testosterone, and all of those things, right? And so I look at sexuality a little different than most people. Okay, because I've seen a lot. And I don't believe in the box that they try to put us in. It's like, okay, you're a man, and then you like a woman, and a woman, you're like a man. And I'm just like, yeah, but that's just not reality. Okay, at the baseline, we're all animals. Okay, let's just talk about that. We're all animals, and we like sex. Okay, and so I look at sexuality as a spectrum. Okay, and people fall. I look at attraction. Let's just talk about attraction first. When a man or a person is attracted to energy, they're attracted to the form. Meaning, if you have a masculine or feminine form, because you can be a male, like, and I was born male, I have a feminine form, and without getting any work done. So, they may like their masculinity or their femininity in a male body. So it's just all very varied, right? They may want masculine energy in a feminine body or vice versa. It's a spectrum, and I feel like all humans fall on that spectrum somewhere. Very few humans fall on just like the box of heterosexuality strictly. And what I mean by that is like you've never had a thought, you've never had a curiosity, you've never tried it. Because you know how a woman can try something once and not be labeled a lesbian for the rest of her life. And a man doesn't get that same privilege.
I tried the lesbian thing just one time.
Right.
Like with a bestie.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
Yeah, I tried to be with a woman one time. And I was
it's not for me. I mean, salute to the guys that eat cooch because it's very complicated. I was like, it's very complicated. It's not for me. So I'd be the laziest lesbian on the planet Earth. I'd be the eaty, not the eater.
Right.
So if you want to be in a lesbian relationship with me, be prepared to be the eater only. I will not be the eaty.
See, that's how I look at it too. Like, I can't do the lesbian thing. I wouldn't make a good lesbian partner.
Right.
Because like I'm still like, I'm a bottom, so we're both just like, what do we do? Get a double-sided dildo? Like, how does this work for us? That's one problem we have to solve. And then I'm like, you're going to want your cooch ate at some point. And I'm like, no, that's not my ministry. Take me off the board.
Thank you. Same.
So,
Same.
I stay away from it. But hey, if you're in a good lesbian relationship, we champion.
Right. But I love how you said, and I learned so much from you. And if someone would have told me 10 years ago, oh my God, you get one of your best girlfriends is going to be a trans, I would have been like, why? How? They're not going to like me. I'm an asshole, blah, blah. But I've learned so much from you. And what I love about the things that I've learned from you is it freed me from a lot of closed-minded thoughts, right? And I'm not talking about, no, I didn't like trans people, now I like trans. No, that's like basic 101. I mean, like when you told me people are sexual. People are just sexual. So one woman may like it a lot. This woman may not. One man may like it a lot. And I'm talking about sex. This person may like threesomes. This person may be a swinger. People are just sexual beings. And we are animals. Like human beings are very obnoxious and arrogant. Okay. They think that they're better than a common cockroach or lion or tiger or bear. We're all animals. We procreate. Sex makes babies. We already know, right? So when you told me that, because there were things that I didn't understand about people's sexuality, and you was like, Jen, people are just sexual.
Human sexuality.
Right. And we prefix it with a lot of things like heterosexual, bisexual, sapiosexual. It's just sexual. People are sexual, and we get turned on by different things, right? And that gave me a lot of freedom, and it made me accept humans.
Right.
you know what I mean, differently, not just LGBTQ, but just human. So when I hear that people do things now, I'm not taken aback like I used to be. Right? I'm like, well, yeah, people are sexual. When I hear stories like, girl, I found out that he X, Y, and Z, it says he's sexual.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
people are sexual.
my next door neighbors are 2 trans women.
Yeah.
And they're together. I don't understand that because I'm looking at it from an energy standpoint and a form standpoint. I don't know how that works because I'm always thinking, like, for me, I'm very feminine, so I love masculinity. I need the opposite of me is basically what I'm saying for the balance purposes. So when I see 2 people who are masculine or 2 people who are feminine, I'm kind of like, how does that work energetically? But I don't even have to understand. But all I do understand is that humans are sexual, period, point blank. They like what they like. They don't need to explain it.
Right.
As long as it's consenting adults,
Yeah.
none of my business.
Yes.
I always make that, that's my line, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're just, it's sexual.
I'm very sexual.
But it's funny because what I think is funny about our friendship is you're, in my opinion, and people, I'm like, I know me. You're more feminine than I am. For the record.
She always says I'm gonna make a lady out of her yet.
Yes, and I'm the one with the bajaj, but I'm like, I'm more I would consider myself more masculine. Nah, I'm a kitten with
Off
a
the
man.
block. Yeah, off the block, you are very feminine.
Right?
And soft and pink. Yes.
Yes, right? I'm very, a lot of people wouldn't get to see that unless I like you. If I don't like you, you get me with the big penis.
Right. Because you smack dudes on the block with your penis.
Do I
every
not?
chance you get. Yes.
Yes. I'm like, no, you don't get, but if it's and I need an extra masculine man because I have a very, you know what I mean, for lack of a better term, alpha female personality. So I need a guy that's más macho than I am, right?
Right.
And I'll roll up my penis for him.
Exactly. But that's
I'll
the
tuck.
thing. Like, no matter how quote unquote masculine a woman is, when she gets around a real man, she turns soft and pink and coy and damsel. So when I hear these guys always complaining about, submit to me and, let me lead and she's masculine, I'm like, because you're not that guy, sir. That's all.
You're just not. And it's funny to me when men automatically say, you're masculine. I'm like, no, you just don't have it in you to you know what I mean, to see my feminine side. I don't think you're worthy, but I don't think you deserve it. I don't. And people be like, well, it's feminine with conditions. Everything is conditional, bitch.
Yes.
Everything is conditional. Everything. I don't know why people don't. Everything is conditional. You go to Starbucks, you give them the money, they give you the coffee.
That's simple.
I mean? Everything is conditional. Everything is conditional.
Listen, I go into relationships now. Like, I'm not going into with the lovey-dovey stuff. I'm going into like, okay, what do you want? Okay, this is what I can give to this so we can, as a unit, grow.
Absolutely.
Financially and all of that other stuff. And I find that works a lot better.
Absolutely. Them feelings will get you killed.
In a heartbeat.
Killed.
And cut. Cut after you killed.
Right.
Okay, cut before and after.
All right, so this was absolutely amazing, ladies and gentlemen.
First episode
ever. Subscribe, of course. Like, share this with your friends. I hope you learned something. This was Sisterhood Sips. And do not forget, one day at a time, one sip at a time.
I sip to that.